your kids a ride. I know they really appreciate it, even if they don't tell you. And this is such a fun group to be a part of, and we're excited to share our music with you. So that was Abacus featuring Lily Lutman on the alto sax. We had Grant Thiesfeld on the vibraphone, and we had Audrey Vreeland on the piano. How about another hand for them? Who remembers the old Pink Panther movies? Anybody? All right, so there's this really famous scene from Pink Panther, what?
Pink Panther Strikes Again.
Strikes Again, where,
1976, by the way.
thank you, 1976. Would you just want to talk?
No, you got it,
And so Inspector Clouseau comes into this hotel in Germany, and he's trying to check in, and there's a dog sitting there, and he goes, "Oh, does your dog bite?" He says, "No," and he goes to pet it, and the dog like attacks him, and he goes, "I thought you said your dog doesn't bite." And he goes, "That's not my dog." But you got one job. So we're playing the Pink Panther Mambo in Jazz 1, and then we found this piece, and we're like, we should pair them, so Jazz 2. So they're playing the cool one, That's Not My Dog, which is more funny. So enjoy. All right, this next tune is a cool Latin tune. It's going to feature Samantha Gartman and Sophie Vincent on the trumpet, and Grant Thiesveld and Audrey Vreeland for a little bit on the piano. One thing I wanted to point out is we have a whole ton of people that are playing on secondary instruments for jazz. So this is not their regular instrument, which is a huge accomplishment. How many of you are secondary instrument players? Ah, that's a ton. So it's something that we're really proud of. So here's At the Oasis.
right. The next tune we're going to be doing is probably the most famous of the ones we're doing tonight. It's called Watermelon Man, which is a jazz standard by Herbie Hancock. Originally, it was a hard bop version. If you're at all a jazz historian at all, mid 50s through like the early 60s or so, there was a genre called hard bop, where it was a small group and they swung really hard. His original came out in 1962. 10 years later, he came out with the version that everybody knows now on his album called Headhunters, with songs like Chameleon and stuff like that, where he really embraced the 70s and had a lot of funk things going on. There have been over 200 arrangements of it since then and recordings. So this is one of these songs to know if you are a fan of jazz, even if you're not. Check out Watermelon Man by Herbie Hancock. Either of the two versions are awesome. So I hope you enjoy it. Watermelon Man, it'll feature Vanessa Conkle and Claire Schweitzer. I've got more factoids for you. All right, this is the, as promised, the Pink Panther Mambo. So the original song, by the way, was obviously written by Henry Mancini for the original movie, The Pink Panther in 1963. It was nominated for Best Original Score that following year and was beat by, can anybody tell me? Mary Poppins. Pretty good stuff. So in good company in that early 60s. All right, so this is a ton of fun, great version of this. It will feature Hannah Lentz, Brandon Thomas, and Mason Barr. All right. The next tune is called Quincy and the Count. Once again, it's a little jazz history lesson for you. Quincy, it refers to Quincy Jones, who we sadly passed away this past November. He was a giant in jazz before he started producing giant hit records with Michael Jackson and all those people. But he played trumpet in a big band with Miles Davis back in the 40s. He was a great player, and then he became an arranger for Count Basie Big Band, and then he went on to do other things. And of course, the Count is Count Basie. This is a song written by Sammy Nestico, who wrote for all those same people as well, written for Quincy and the Count because they worked so well together and so often together. So this one will feature Lauren Brome and Jonah Yerson. It's called Quincy and the Count.
All right, we got a really cool tune for you next. It reminds me of this piece that we've played a number of times, this rock tune that's called Platform 9 3/4, which is Harry Potter, right? And you listen to the tune, it's a great tune. It has nothing to do with Harry Potter at all. I think every once in a while composers will write a piece and they'll title it to sell more copies. So this was a commission, so in no way am I making fun of this piece because I love this piece, but it's called The Gates of Tashban. Anybody? Yeah, it's from Narnia. No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, listen, if you hear Narnia while we're playing it, I mean that's great. I don't hear it, but I also am not the biggest Narnia person. It's going to feature Kai Mokri on the trombone. It's a really cool tune. Gates, you have to say it like this, Tashban. That's a really cool tune, right? Yeah, I love that tune. I love the groove. I love how it changes from straight eighth notes to that like halftime funky. That's awesome. I don't know if it has anything to do with Narnia. Right? Yeah, I didn't think so. Now this one you're gonna recognize. Heard this arrangement, thought about the trumpet players we have, and I'm like, this is gonna be perfect for our band. So this is an arrangement, a beautiful arrangement by one of the leading jazz composers in the country, Alan Baylock. This is Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz, and it's gonna feature Andy Pennell and Elliot Ichkowski on these beautiful trumpet solos that combine to be a duet. So this is Over the Rainbow. That is not easy to do as a high school player. Not just the technique involved in it, but the nerves, the pressure of a big solo, big moment like that. Bravo, gentlemen. That was really nice. Another hand, Andy and Elliot. Before our last tune, just a couple of reminders. First of all, thank you to Mr. Thorough, Mr. Castine, and the awesome stage crew for making us sound and look so incredible as always. How about a hand for them? So we have a very special pep band this Friday. Call time 6:15. The 8th graders from the middle schools are joining us for this pep band, so we want a nice big high school band to welcome them and get them excited for high school. I'm sure you've heard our emails and seen all the stuff we've been talking about, our posts, but our big convention performance is next Saturday, 11 o'clock at Whitewater in their Young Auditorium. It's a beautiful auditorium about twice the size of this. It is open to the public. There's a band before us. Mozani is at 10 a.m., so it'd be cool to, if you want to get a 2-for-1 and see Mozani, they'll be at 10, and then we're at 11. We're the last high school band of the convention, so it's pretty cool. And then lastly, our musical will be in here February 20th through the 23rd. We're doing Mamma Mia, so if you like the music of ABBA, you got to come hear the show. We had a bunch of singers come in on Friday during Pit, and just kind of like on a whim, and it already sounds like $1 million. I mean, we're gonna knock this thing out of the water. So tickets are available on, look at this handsome guy next to me. Tickets are available at mhspac.com. And I know that for some nights, like, this is all full already, so you don't want to wait and get your tickets late. Hello, sir. Would you like to get it?
We have, for those of you that don't know, we have a little bit altered schedule from now until the end of the musical, basically. We are going to rehearse our jazz bands next week at the regular schedule, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then we are going to take off until the end of the musical. So stay tuned for the beginning of that. We will be announcing it in class. We'll send out an email, all that good stuff. But I just wanted you to know that the kids are not lying to you. They don't have rehearsal for a while. So, and by the way, thank you for all of you that do drive your kids. I know it is a major pain to get here. I do it myself a couple times a week, so I appreciate it so much. They do as well. They may not say it, but they do as well. And thank you for being here. Anything else, Mr. Beckton?
So our last tune is by Gordon Goodwin, he has this professional big band in Los Angeles that's made up of all studio musicians who, every movie that you've seen, commercial stuff, it's all those people that are playing in it. And he writes some really great arrangements. And he's got a band called the Big Fat Band, P-H-A-T, Fat. And I could be in that band for a couple of reasons. Anyways, it's going to feature Brandon Thomas again on trumpet and Michael Zaboter on alto saxophone. This is Count Bubba.